Tea with Monique is brought to you by Mila Eve Essentials. Visit MilaEveEssentials.com for 100% pure, therapeutic essential oils and other products. Nature knows best, and so does Mila Eve.
I came to work. I came to slay. Countdown to the beat. True queens don't play. I came to work. Drag, slay, work, work. Hit the stage. Drag queens don't play. Yeah. Stand up to bullies.
What's going on? What's going on?
Beautiful.
Hello. Oh, what's up? Jay.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted.
Listen here. Mary's in the building as always, doing what she does best. What's up, Mary? Hey, Boss Squad. Y'all, today has just been a very heavy day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the 1st September, and it is just insane. So first, I do want to address the fact that people were like posting in the comments asking if Jay was coming to do the show. And I'm like, why wouldn't Jay come to do the show? I had no idea that you were in a car accident.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to hop on over to Instagram and say, what's going on with Jay? Yeah, are you okay?
Clearly I'm good. Yeah, my wrist is like really messed up. But other than that, I'm good. I'm just really tired. Like, I'm very tired.
Well, I'm glad you are okay. Yes. So I know people have heard the news about Greg Leaks, and y'all, I'm talking about a whole full out ugly cry. Had to get it out. Me and my husband. Oh my God. My heart goes out to Nene. Like, I just don't even, I'm so speechless. Like, I feel like we have literally lost a giant. I'm grateful for what the Leaks have done for Black people and Black couples on reality TV, and the fact that we were able to share in their life together for so many years. I was blessed to meet Greg on 2 different occasions, and he and Nene are just great people, and it's just crazy. I just was texting with Nene yesterday, had no idea it was like that. You know what I'm saying? Golly, I'm just, rest in peace, Greg, and prayers and condolences to Nene, her boys, and their whole entire family. Like, it's just unbelievable. This year has just been insane. The past 2 years, just so much death,
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, wow. Greg was a Leo. Bravo loves their Leo men. There's a lot of Leo men. My husband's a Leo. They just have big personalities. Yeah. Very humble guys, how they are. Yeah. And just big personalities. You can get along with any Leo man, honestly. They're just good people. So wow. What a life,
Yeah.
So yes, but we are going to push and talk about a very important topic that is near and dear to me, hair, because y'all know how much I love hair and how much I love to change my hair. Change my hair, look like a whole different person. So I'm a hair advocate. So I'm really excited about our next guest that we have come in to join us, because she is not only an amazing person, entrepreneur, mompreneur, but she just took over Hype Hair Magazine, and I'm really excited about this. So welcome, Lia Dias.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Thank you so much for coming today.
No, thank you for having me.
I know we were just chatting backstage before we started the show, but I'm just like, today has been the day of crazy or bad news. And then I'm scrolling on social media, and I find out about you and your husband getting divorced. And I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Girl, it's a whole thing. It's attorneys, it's divorces, it's restraining orders, it's all like, it's too much. Honestly, we had mediation today, and I threw up my white flag. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's taking a toll on me, because I'm usually like a very outgoing, bubbly person. But when you're going through something like this and your kids are involved, and we've been together for 14 years, it's not, this is like a life shift for me that I'm going through. So I'm just trying to be gracious through it, but it hurts. It's a lot.
Oh my God. First of all, I'm so sorry
Yeah.
that you're having to deal with all of this. Number
Yeah,
one.
thank
Number
you.
two, I appreciate you still coming on, because immediately when I saw, I was like DMing you, like, are you sure you still want to come on today? Like, do we
My
need to
mama still got to work now. I'm a single mother now. We got to
Oh,
work.
goodness. Well, no, I appreciate you and thank you for just sharing your story. I mean, it's just, now tell us the ages of your kids.
So my oldest is 17. She's a senior in high school. And then my baby just had her first day of kindergarten today. She's about to be 6. And my little man is 4. So
God.
yeah, I have this big range of kids, right? Like
Yes.
getting ready to go to college to starting kindergarten. So
Wow.
Please,
yeah.
Lord. Yeah, and today was my first day of just getting the kids together for homeschool, and I had orders coming in like crazy. I've been just very sluggish because I've been spending a lot of time in front of the computer typing up stuff for my store, and it just drains you, and then among other things. But yeah, nothing compared to everything else that's going on in the world. So I'm not going to sit here and complain.
Well, listen, this is what I say about it. I'm going through a tough time, but at the end of the day, I still have the ability to take care of myself, my children. Everybody's healthy. You know what I mean? We might be feuding, but it could be way worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just gotta roll with that.
Yes. Well, God bless you in this new journey. And I definitely will have you in my prayers, your family, your children. I just pray for the outcome that is good for you, So
Yes. I
yes.
appreciate that. Keep praying. Everybody pray.
Yes.
Definitely.
Got to.
Yeah.
So listen, we're gonna talk about hype hair and embracing your natural crown. I'm really excited about this topic just because we can go so many different directions because hair is a big thing. And one of the things that's important to me is embracing your natural crown, whatever that may be. I feel like we've all gone through stages where we've tried new things with our hair, we experimented, but when it comes down to it, you have to do what feels good for you. And I'm a person that when I change my hair, it changes me. Like I get deep into it. I want to know what my hair feels like today. So tell me, before we go into that, I want to know what inspired you to take over Hype Hair magazine, because I mean I grew up going to the beauty salon and flipping through trying to find my hairstyle. So I'm really excited that you've taken over and are starting this journey with Hype Hair.
I know. So it's a big deal. So same thing. Hype hair is like nostalgia for me. Like I think about being in the hair salon, flipping over the pages, wanting to recreate looks that I saw. But my start really was in the beauty supply industry. So I own a chain of stores. It's called the Girl Cave LA. And we have locations here in Inglewood, California, Orange County. We got some locations in Dallas. We're going to be expanding in Texas soon. So I love the hair care industry. And so I got to work with Hype Hair a lot from another, vantage point as a beauty supply owner. And when I kind of understood some of the deficits that the magazine was having, I was like, this is going to be fun. I want to put in an offer. And the crazy man that sold the magazine to me accepted my offer. I was like, wait, you took my offer? So really was that I love hair. Obviously, as a Black woman, my hair is like a big deal. A mother of Black children are my girls. Like our hair is our thing. And for me now, I get to create what that looks like. And I get to be able to work with creatives that are in the industry. It keeps me sharp and it keeps me on my game. So I love it.
That is awesome. What is your favorite hairstyle? Like what makes you feel the most comfortable when you're at home versus when you're out and about? What are your two go-tos?
Got it. So I'm a wig girl, right? So I use, like right now I have on a wig, but I love wigs because I just feel like I can switch my look so easily, so effortlessly. Like I might be a blonde tomorrow, like, you know what I mean? So I love it because I get to experiment. But when I'm like low key and I'm traveling, I'm on vacation, I don't want to worry about my hair at all, braids.
Yes.
Braids. You can't lose.
Yes. You sound just like me. So prior to me locking my hair. So for people who don't know, my hair is locked, like legit locked. This is not some crochet, like I locked my hair, stiff wear.
I love it, girl.
I love it. I mean, everything about it. It's just amazing. But I do love versatility. I love changing it up. And it's so funny because every person who I told which I didn't tell many because I knew that the first thing people would say would be like, you're not going to keep it because you change your hair too much. So I didn't tell anybody. I went on the journey, and then it was just like, hey, yeah, I'm locked. And they're just like, wait, what? And I've been having so much fun. I mean, I've still changed up my styles. I've been having so much fun with it. I love it.
I love your jewels. Like that is fun.
Yeah, those are pretty.
Yes, I put like I took some like gold strands and I just like pop it in. I take it out. I have fun with it. I just make it new. I just had a retwist last week. So yeah, I just have fun with it. It feels it's a freeing hairstyle for me. Like I felt so free and just a different level of confidence that I have never experienced before. And I just love it. Like I walk into the room, like I feel like I've always just tried to embrace who I am, but I don't know. It's like I'm finally letting my hair do what it wants to do.
You know, hair do what it do.
Yes, versus me telling my hair what to do. So yeah, I'm laughing at Riley just posted. Monique has had literally every hairstyle on the planet. Yes, and it's funny. Literally, I switch it up a lot. I've never dyed my hair. That's the only thing I've never done. I've never colored it. So
I have a question for you guys, actually. Has there ever, both of you guys, has there ever been a hairstyle that you tried that was actually not the T and did not look the way you envisioned it?
That just happened to me earlier this year.
Really?
Yeah. So I took over Hype Hair magazine and I felt like I felt like I was betraying myself. I'm like, here I am telling women about hair and I won't go out the house without a wig on. So I said, I'm gonna cut my hair. I'm gonna go natural. Child, I cut my hair. It was horrible.
Really? Wait.
Oh my goodness.
I hated it. I literally did it like a week after I brought Hype Hair. Literally like a week. I was like, I gotta be true to myself. I'm telling people about how to embrace themselves, and I won't even go to the house without a wig or a weave. There's a reason why I wear it.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, so when you said I'm going to go natural and then cut my hair, what do you mean? So do you process your hair?
No, I usually don't perm it, but I went short, right? And then I realized I'm like, oh, I can't really have a short haircut without a perm, so I had to end up perming it. And then I didn't like it, so I'm like, I was in perm, I was in color, it was short, and I was just like, girl, you're doing too much.
Oh my goodness.
Too much. So yeah, I wish I wouldn't have cut my hair. I wish I would have managed it the way it was, but it's growing back really quickly, so I'll be back.
That's good. Those big chops is something else. So I haven't had a relaxer in my hair for probably over.
Why's my light going out? What's going on over here?
What happened?
I don't know.
The light just like cut off.
Anyway, we'll be back. Schedule programming in 5 seconds. Continue on.
Okay. I think I stopped relaxing my hair. I think the last time I had a relaxer was like 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's been a long time. But that whole natural hair transition is something else. But it's crazy because what I do appreciate is nowadays there's a lot more products for us and our hair type that makes that transition a little easier, Yeah. But yeah, somebody asked, have I had a beehive? Yes, when I was younger, when that was in style.
What's a beehive? What is that?
That's like when it's like a big, like almost like a bun, but it's like a roll and it just kind of goes up.
And then you used to put the Shirley Temple curls in the front?
Yes. That was the Easter style. That was the style you had to do for Easter back in the early 90s.
That was definitely my Easter hair.
Oh my God! Listen, yes, but hold on. Oh, QK said, Monique, I was in a live and the topic was Black women's hair, and I mentioned how good yours is when you do the updos. Thank you. I love me a little updo. So I do. I enjoy it. So does I guess with your children, how do they like your hair? Do they ever make comments? Okay, what do they say?
I got a 17-year-old daughter, so she's like, Mom, don't try that. That's not for you. Switch that up. So no, she actually likes my hair. She doesn't like when it's colored. She likes my natural hair color.
Okay.
And she likes the wigs and the weaves. But we went on vacation recently to Jamaica, and I had on like this, it was really crazy. I had braids underneath, but I had like a wig that I brought with me.
Yeah.
And during the day when we're doing water sports, I just had my braids back. But when we went to dinner, I put on my wig, and my daughter was like, "You need to pick one, okay? Which one are you gonna do? You're gonna wear the braids, or you're gonna wear the wig?" So yeah, my oldest has a lot to say about not just my hair, but how I look. Period. Natural hair guru. She
kids will keep it all the way real. You know they ain't gonna lie to you. That's for sure.
She chose
How does she wear her hair?
She's pretty natural for the most part. Every once in a while, she'll ask me to like if she could get her hair straightened. And I'm like, "Are you sure?" But usually she's in braids, she's in twists. She has this amazing natural curly hair. It's just so pretty.
Yes.
So yeah, she rocks her own. She doesn't need anything.
That's great. Oh, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
Jay, a few weeks ago, came out of his do-rag.
So I should do that.
Yeah, I'm embracing his crown. And
oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I was gonna ask if you had any advice, because I did the do-rag phase for a good year and some change.
Yeah.
And it all came to a halt when the whole Monique and the bonnet situations, when she was talking about people in their bonnets. And then I was like, well, are my do-rags equivalent to bonnets? And everybody was saying yes. But the difference between me, when I had my do-rags, I had like the velvet do-rags, and they went with my outfits, and you can tie it up in this way or on the side or in the back. So I really wasn't wearing them how you would think people wear it, like do-rags. I actually made them. Yeah, it was like a fashion statement.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, no, do-rags are for nighttime. They're not outdoor wear. And ever since then, I have not put one on my head.
No, I love do-rags. Listen,
Really?
I have some that like literally are like bedazzled. I got pink ones, all of it. So I think as long as you style it and it doesn't look, I mean, listen, they do-rags, they fly. The new do-rags are fly.
Yeah.
Satin, they got bedazzles on them. I've even seen people with their names engraved, like initials in them. Like I've seen it all when it comes to do-rags.
See, because I kind of put them in the same category as a hat. Because, when you put on a hat, it can either complement your outfit, it all goes together. But
so we did say at the end that we kind of got it, because it's just like when girls wrap their hair.
Oh, yeah.
Because I even do that now with my locks. I'll wear my head wrap and make sure it matches and stuff like that if I'm by the pool or something like that and I don't want my hair down. But no, I totally get it. And, not an everyday thing, but a sometime thing. And he has every color, so don't throw them away.
Because I'm packing, because I'm going on a trip after the show, and I found like all my do-rags, and I thought I threw them away. And I was like, I should just pop one on tonight, but I didn't do it.
Yes. Kay said turbans are always in style. But yes, Dita Forever said, I understood Monique and her bonnet commentary, but if you're going to wear one, have the ones you wear at home and the ones you wear in public. Yeah. Well, when it comes to bonnets, and she's talking about Monique the comedian, but Monique Samuels, I believe that if you're going to wear a bonnet, it should be to bed. That's like wearing a shower cap and walking around. Like, I'm going to put my shower cap on and get in the shower. I'm going to put my bonnet on and get in the bed. Now, different wraps and turbans and things like that, okay. But I just don't, that's just me personally. I don't see why you want to walk around like you're about to go to bed and you're grown and you're outside around people.
And then when you sneak out, it's the time that you're like, nobody's going to see me. And it's that time that you see everybody.
Listen,
your mama.
You never know. You never know what type of opportunity you might miss out on because you got a bonnet on your head.
That's so true.
Yes. Yeah. But no, I love black hair. I love my hair. I love how it defies gravity. I love everything about the versatility. I love everything about what it represents. I want to just kind of get a little deep for a second, because I don't know if many people know this, but I was doing some research, as I always do. I love researching like ancient Kemet and, ancient Egypt, things like that. And just learning about our true history that's not taught in school, because you'll never know anything about Black history in America. Like, it's just what it is, So I did some research and I stumbled upon this article about hair and the importance of Black hair. So like back in the day, the Black people who were already in America, and then the ones who were also brought here, they were forced to shave their heads during the whole slave trade. And the reasons that they give you in the history book is, oh, for hygiene. Well, when have Black people ever needed to be taught anything about hygiene? Number one.
Right.
Number two, it wasn't about hygiene. It was about the fact that that was how people could recognize their kin. That's how they could recognize what tribe or what part of the world you were from based on how you wore your hair. So when you have people and you're forcing them to no longer speak their language, no longer practice their spirituality, and then shave their heads, you're going to create nothing but confusion. And then we have what we have now here today. You know, it was done for a reason. Then I would read about the fact that during slavery, the women would braid their hair and they would hide food in it and send them to like the next area to help feed people. There have been rumors that the way that hair was cornrowed was almost like a roadmap to when slaves were running away. So it's pretty fascinating how something that people think is so simple it has a lot of historical value, you know, when you really think about it. Have you ever heard any of those types of stories or?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories, but you know what I think is most interesting about Black hair, especially with Black women, we're the only group of people that our hair has to be literally legislated, right? The Crown Act was put in place to make sure we're protected as far as our hair. Can you imagine that? So we came to this country and we were stripped of our identity through it. And now that we are in a place where we're using our hair as a way of expression and people are more comfortable being natural and we're getting away from perms and we're embracing our natural hair, now we have to bring in the government to tell us basically you can't monitor our employment, how we apply for jobs and housing because of our hair. And I just feel like that is really what is most fascinating about Black hair. Now we have so much power in it that you had to take it away from us. And then when we got it back, you had to legislate it. That's really unreal to me.
It really is. I mean, think about, there has been such an attack. And I think that's what led me on this particular research journey, is because I was like, why is there such an attack on Black hair? Why is there was a psychological attack on us in our hair, giving definitions of what good hair is versus bad hair, when all hair, if you have hair, you have good hair. Exactly. You just need to learn how to take care of it, really. And now that we're educating ourselves and learning about our hair, what the difference between the porosity and all of those different things, I was like, we didn't learn this stuff growing up. And it makes such a huge difference in the maintenance, and it makes it a lot easier for us to embrace it, because it's not like we got to spend the whole weekend doing it anymore, you know? And then the fact that we now have products that are for our hair that help our different hair type. So I did, on the other day, I did my daughter's hair, took her braids out, and she had been doing her swimming lessons. So her hair was like completely matted as I was taking it out. Ooh. And I did one of those, it's like a protein, it's a mask. It's like a mud mask. Oh my God, why can't I think of it? It's like
the ancient Egyptian stuff.
I'm gonna be pissing myself if I can't remember the name. Bentonite clay.
Yes, right. The clay, right.
That's it. Yeah. So it was a bentonite clay mask. And you're only supposed to do it twice a year, and then you follow it with a very intense deep conditioner because it strips your hair. But it's really good because it really pulls all of the toxins and things out. I did that on her hair. Yeah. And then rinsed it out after 30 minutes. And then I followed it with a deep conditioner, had her sit under the dryer. I'm talking about hands running through it. Wow. I was like, this is insane. It was so
I've never done one, but I've heard so many good results from it.
Yes. The where I got that one from, a young lady I follow on Instagram. She has a company, it's called Sunny and Denby. And I love following her because, let me type her down here so y'all can check it out, son, because I know y'all going to ask me. What I love is that she actually educated me on how to properly use the bentonite clay, because the first time I used it years ago, I didn't know you were supposed to follow it with the deep conditioner. Oh. So yeah, my hair like just regressed terribly. Yeah. But then I used hers and tried it out. She gave instructions and everything. It was great. So
yeah, I need that, because once I take this wig off, I really want to do something to like penetrate it and like change Yeah, you know what it is. It's and the weather can affect your hair and how you style it. So please send me those tips because I need it.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Brianna said, I didn't know you can only do it 2 times a year. They say you really shouldn't do it more than that. Most times you want to change what most times you want to do a detox when the weather changes. So that's a lesson not just for our hair but just our bodies. Like whenever the seasons change, you should do a detox because the environment's changing, your body's going to change. That's why a lot of time people always say, oh, flu season, because it's winter time. It's because the seasons changed, you're purging certain things, so you tend to get sick. So the same thing with your hair. You do it twice a year, you don't want to overdo it. So yeah, you don't want to use things like that too often because it'll end up looking good at first, and then all of a sudden your hair's falling out. You're like, what in the world did I do? Overprocessed.
Me.
Yes, no, I love it. So yeah, so that was what I learned, and I guess growing up, have you had any instances in your childhood that caused you to pull away from embracing your hair or caused you to pull more towards embracing your hair?
Yeah, so I grew up in like a upper class Black neighborhood. So we all went to the same private Christian school. And so our thing was you got your hair pressed, right? And so I was so addicted to the shop every 2 weeks because it was put in me as a child. And so when I got older, I realized like, okay, there's other things for me to do with my hair. So, obviously back then there wasn't, it was either a perm or a silk press, right? There wasn't all of these other things that we have now.
Yeah.
And so I really, really got into just keeping my hair straight. And so now I'm able to play with it more, like you were talking about earlier. Like there's products, I have 4C hair. And so a lot of things that were around when I was younger didn't work for my hair. So I just thought the only solution was to straighten it. So now that I'm finding all of these product brands that are, designed for people with hair like me, now I get to experiment more. And I know like the only alternative is not just to straighten it. So that's really, really, I love the beauty supply industry and hype hair because I get all these new products. I get the free products before they come out. So I get to play with them and test them out and experiment with my hair so much more now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I was just about to ask you that. Now that you have hype hair, I know you were making all kind of connections and and like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so the big brands are good to us. They send us tons of products.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can write about them. I love it. That's awesome. And then spreading that knowledge is definitely key, especially for our community. The more we know, the better we can do. That's for sure.
Exactly.
So, Jay, how does your mom wear her hair, and your sister, because you have a sister too?
Yeah.
In growing up, did you ever look at it like in any type of way, or were you just like that kid, just like whatever, it's not even a big deal to me?
For me, it's always been a big deal. I have preferences on how I love to see my mom wear her hair. I love my mom when she has her hair, long and straight. There's certain wigs I've seen her put on and I question those choices. And what are you doing? And she actually does take my input till this day. Like she still asks like, oh, are you feeling this? Are you feeling that? I guess since I like to be presentable when I'm looking at people, so I also want the people around me to be presentable. So when it comes to my sister's family and things like that, I will hope that their hair is presentable, and if it's not, I will let them know. But my sister, she tries so many hairstyles. She is an advocate for wigs. And I used to play in her hair, my mom's hair when I was younger all the time, just because it relaxed me and apparently it feels really good to your scalp.
Oh yeah.
So I've always been obsessed with hair, and I have a sister who's in cosmetology school and she's amazing. So hair really runs in my family. I just never had the hair to experiment, I guess. Like it was just put a do-rag on or put a hat on. And I was going to ask, do you have any advice for guys? Because unless you have a certain type of textured hair, you don't really have that many things you can really do. So as you can see behind me, I have a hat collection. But sometimes I don't want to wear a hat all the time. So I know there are wigs out there that guys can purchase, etc. But do you have any advice for guys who want to experiment with their hair also?
Yeah, I feel like, well, I think that men should take care of their hair just like women do. They should shampoo their hair. They should use a sulfate-free shampoo. Jamaican Mango Lime has an amazing line for men that I love. I actually, well, I was about to say my husband, but he ain't my husband no more, right? They have they have a beard line, right? And so I would buy it. So really, if men struggle with hair loss too, like that's kind of,
Mhm.
we don't talk about as much. We talk about a lot of, women losing their hair and stuff when they're having babies or while they're breastfeeding, but men lose their hair too. And so
Yeah.
Jamaican black castor oil is good to help hair regrowth, stimulating your scalp at night, right? Maybe, not brushing so hard. I know a lot of guys with waves, they like are perpetually like brushing their hair. Like that's not great,
Mhm.
right? You're supposed to massage it and get the blood vessels going so your hair can grow. And really just, you have to have a maintenance plan. And
Yeah.
I feel like men sometimes don't take it as seriously because, right, they're going to a barber. But the truth is that hair care is important for men and women.
Right.
Um,
Definitely.
and I'm being honest with you, I'm not with the men wigs. I'm not here for it at all. When I see,
Well, because okay, I don't know.
If I was a single person these days and ages, I would be pissed. You think you got somebody with this nice hairline, and then you get home and you wake up the next morning and this hairline back here.
But
Oh my God.
that could be said. But that could be said for the guys when it comes to the girls on the girls' end. Like you think they have this long, luscious hair, and then when you get home, it's Dora the Explorer. You don't know.
True, definitely true. Because people be getting catfished on the daily. That is true.
And hat fishing is a thing too.
You can kind of tell when. That's why we were concerned about you with your wave caps. We didn't know what was under there and what was going on. I'm like,
oh my God.
But are you
so
having early receding issues?
So many people thought I was bald and had no type of hair whatsoever.
Yeah.
And the men are using the follicle spray too to create hairlines. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Now that people were doing that. See, I'm from South Jersey, and we were more like the Philly area, even though we were in New Jersey, and they've been doing that stuff since like when I was in high school. They would literally spray a whole hairline on, and they wanted that dark. It was like a whole phase of men with these dark behind dyed heads, and then the beard. Like I remember those days. But no, it's crazy because people always ask me. So I have my essential oils company, Me Leave Essentials. And people always ask, what products do you have for men? Well, I have a kit. It's called Common Sense. And in that kit, you get sandalwood 10%, which is great for not only hair, but also your skin. You get tea tree, which is great for your skin. You get a bottle of jojoba, and you can mix that with those oils, and you can rub it on your face after a fresh cut, after a fresh shave. You can make beard oil with it. So there are definitely different ways you can use to groom, to stimulate hair growth. And also rosemary. Rosemary essential oil is great. You can do a deep conditioner before you wash your hair. So I saw somebody in the comments wanted to know, should they wash or condition first? You can do like a hot oil treatment first. You can add a little peppermint, a little rosemary into that that oil. Warm it, not in the microwave, on the stove, like, sit it in some water, hot water, let it get warm, and make sure it's not too hot. Pour it on your scalp, put a conditioning cap on top, let it sit for like 30 minutes, and then you wash your hair, and then you always follow it with conditioner. Now, one thing I do notice is that men tend to skip conditioning.
Absolutely.
That is a problem.
Yep. Because the shampoo strips, right? And then the conditioner puts the moisture back in. So if you're constantly shampooing, then you're going to notice hair loss because you're going to have the breakage and all of that because your hair is clean, but it's dry. So it's more brittle. And especially if you live in certain parts of the country, your hair is just going to break off. It's the same for men, women. It's the same thing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dita forever said, I don't use shampoo. I only use conditioner. I wash my hair every day because I use hair gel. Well,
you might want to try a co-wash.
Yeah, you definitely need some type of shampoo. Even the what is it? I like the black soap shampoos, the charcoal, the African, what is it, the charcoal, or
Charcoal
it doesn't
shampoo, yeah.
completely strip the moisture from your hair, but it still cleans it. So I don't know, but you definitely need to make sure it's clean, because then you don't want to end up developing, an adult phase of cradle cap.
Girl, no, please. Co-washes are great though. I use co-washes a lot.
Oh, okay. Vaughn said co-wash from Pantene is amazing.
I never tried that one.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, that's some good stuff. I have, I guess, recently started seeing the benefits of products that are very hydrating. Now hair types are different. I know black people, our hair tends to be more dry. White people tends to be more oily, so it's different. White people can typically wash their hair every day. I have like white friends who be like, "Wait, you don't wash your hair every day?" And I'm like, "I can't. That does not work for me." So knowing your hair type, that's why this episode is embracing your natural crown. You have to know which crown you have, and then learn how to care for it properly. So for us black folk, we need things that are going to hydrate our hair, because if our hair is too dry, it's not going to grow. It's like looking at grass. Like if you look at the plants and the trees and the grass and the bushes, it looks like what? Black hair. So if you don't water a bush, what it's going to do? It's going to die. So you got to think in terms of that.
That's the truth.
That's the easiest way to remember.
Yeah. There's so many amazing brands that are made and formulated by Black women. And so I find that, now all the products are great, right? I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but I just find for me that I get the best results when I use product brands that are formulated by Black women, because I feel like they understand what should and shouldn't be in the product. So Curls is a great brand that I use on my daughters. Miel Organics is a great one. Yes.
I'm Monique. That is my sister.
They have some amazing products. And she just came out with the oatmeal and oats line that I can't wait to try. So I would really, anybody on with us now, really like look to see like who's behind the brand. Yes. And it's really important, because a lot of these companies you think are Black owned, or you think that there's, like a Black, engine behind it. And it's really not. They're really there for profit. So they don't care if they're putting sulfates in your shampoo or things that are not going to help you. They're just worried about the packaging and the bottom line. I've noticed that those Black owned brands is just a different quality of what's in it.
Because then Shea Moisture sold their company to, did they just sell or something? So they're not even Black owned anymore.
No, they sold to a bigger conglomerate. And I've never been, I don't have an opinion about Shea Moisture either way, but I just know in the retail space, a lot of our customers have told us they feel like the product did change. It
did. Because I used to use it, and I tried to buy it one time after they shifted, and I didn't know that they shifted. And I literally said, this just doesn't seem like it used to be. And my sister's the one that told me. She's like, well, they sold. They're not Black owned anymore, and they probably changed the formulation. I was like, wow, I could literally tell the difference.
Yeah, I could literally tell us that all the time. And they did it to cut costs, right? Like, you're bigger brand. And so that care is gone from it. It's just a product now.
Goodness gracious.
So it seems to me, because I'm trying to relay what I do, because I haven't really done like hair products and stuff like that, but I'm into like skincare and things like that. And I know with skincare, it's really like a trial and error process when you're trying different things. You don't really know what's going to work for you. Has it ever been scary when it comes to you guys trying different hair products? Because that, from my understanding, that would be trial and error as well, correct?
Not really, because I'm just like what Lia just said. I buy and I purchase Black owned for my hair, because
have you always been buying Black owned?
Not when I was young and my hair was breaking off. So that's when I got grown enough to understand, that's when I went natural, and I only used products that were made by Black manufacturers. And it's because I figure if you're Black, you'll know how to take care of the hair properly. And I would do research, and it really makes a difference for me,
Yeah, Luster's is an old school brand that's still Black owned. Amazing. You can't go wrong with that pink oil lotion.
Oh my goodness.
I know what that looks like.
It's a classic. It's never going to change. It's been good, will be good. Bonner Brothers is a good one too, right?
Okay.
Like those classic products, those have not changed. I know that for a fact because I've been using that pink oil hair lotion since I was a kid, and I still use it now.
It smells really good.
Wow.
Oh my God, it
I
does.
forgot about pink.
Love that
You
pink
done
oil
took me
lotion.
back to the chair when I get popped in the head for moving.
Oh my goodness.
You done took me back. That is funny. Another topic I wanted to bring about was just the binding effect that hair has for people. Like I really do feel like when you really embrace your hair, whoever you are, you bond with people. Like now that I have my hair locked, I'll give you an example like this. I see so many people who have locks. And it's like now that conversation is there. We're just like drawn to each other. Like, oh, how long have you been locked? How many locks do you have? When did you start your journey? Like, welcome to the lock family. It's like it really binds people together, and I love it. Like, have you ever just like felt that energy? Especially now with Hype Hair Magazine. I know you probably have so many people that are just pouring in with their stories and hair struggles, hair journeys. Either way, it's bringing people together, you know?
Yeah, I think what's so well, first when I brought Hype Hair Magazine, I didn't understand that the reach was worldwide, right? And so we have women that reach out to us from India, from like if you saw our subscribers, and they're just all over the world. And what I think is most interesting, it doesn't matter where a person is in the world. If you're a Black woman, we have some of the same hair struggles. Like our subscribers in London are just like our subscribers in New York, right? They're trying to find the right products. They're having the same hair things. So absolutely, it's something that bonds us because it doesn't change wherever you are in this world. It's not even about this country. It's worldwide. And so that's what Abriana and I have learned with Hype Hair, that the hair story of a Black woman is like the same. Like we all have been in the hair salons, right? And had Hype Hair magazines, and we've all have tried the pink oil hair lotion, and we all have had a kitchen press on Easter, the Saturday before Easter Sunday. All of us have those same.
We've all gotten burnt on the ear or the forehead.
Right. I mean, you can have that conversation with probably any Black woman that you meet, right? And so those are stories that, and even my daughters, like they have their hair stories, right? So generations, wherever you are in the world, it's a bonding thing. We can talk about hair all day.
Yes.
All day. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's definitely a conversation that I enjoy having when I have my time on RHOP. That was always what people would say. Is like, wow, I love how you change your hair. Or some people would say, I don't even recognize you from scene to scene. Because when you change your hair, you're like a different person. But that's the beautiful thing about hair. It takes on its own identity. It really does. And it just like, sometimes when I'm just having one of those days where I'm just like, I don't feel like getting glammed up. I'm just kind of tired. And I'll look in the mirror and my hair and be like, yeah, me too. But then as soon as I mentally say like, okay, I got to get it together. Let me go ahead and get in the shower. Let me get this hair together. We going to look good tonight. I'll, put a little bit of, I use, on my edges, I use, Mielle Organics Rosemary Edge Control.
Yes.
Love it. Does not break your edges down. Doesn't leave it all pasty and white and stuff. It literally moisturizes while it lays and helps it grow. Yeah. Great product. I love it. I love her. I love her hair mousse. I love her gel. It's like what is it called? I can't remember the name. I use it on me and my daughter's hair all the time, and it's amazing. Mielle is great products. Love them. But yeah, so it's like I'll lay my little edges down, and then all of a sudden, when I wasn't feeling some type of way earlier, now that I done told my hair we gonna look good, it looks good. Listen,
confidence boost, and honestly, it allows you to change really your personality, right? Yes. Like from braids to locks to wigs to weaves. They make a joke in the office after I get my hair done. They call me El Boogie because I turn into somebody,
It's true. It is true.
Confidence, right? It's like El Boogie is here today. She got her hair done.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I know for me, updos, that's my joint right there. Like when I'm going somewhere, even with my locks, I'm like, I went to an event and I had to wear this gown and it was gorgeous. And I did my little updo before I left. And I feel very elegant. I feel very boss when my hair is up. I just love it. It's something about an updo, but it definitely will just like, it'll just, I don't know, it just gravitates to that personality and really just brings it out, whatever mood you're in.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
fast.
It changes your posture. It changes how you speak,
Mhm.
how you move, right? I
Yep.
get it.
See,
Well,
I
right hair braider and you get a little facelift when you get this braid. I'm sorry, go ahead,
no,
Jay.
you're good. I was saying I cannot relate to the hair aspect, but I can relate when it comes to my hats. I can throw on a simple baseball cap and just walk out the house, but the second I put on like a fedora, you can't tell me nothing. So I feel it.
Yes. It definitely, yep. Vaughn said it changes your swag. That is so true. Wait, what was another thing I would, I love the fact that people always talk about when a woman cuts her hair, it signifies a major milestone or life change. So when you cut your hair a few months ago, was that what you were doing?
That's what I was going for. I don't know if that's what I got. So, it's so funny. Well, that's honestly that was the reason for me cutting it. I wanted to be free to create, and I wanted to not be. I realized what had happened maybe like a month before. I had a meeting, and I said I can't go because my hair's not done. And so when I took over Hype Hair, I said, "This is crazy, girl. Like you're missing opportunities because of your hair, because your hairstylist is not available. You literally missed a whole meeting, right?" And so that was a wake-up call for me. So when I took over Hype Hair, I said I have to free myself of not being able to move in certain spaces because I don't have a look that I've made up in my mind, right? Because other people don't notice it. But the look that I've made up in my mind for myself, if I don't have it, I feel like I can't go out into the world. So I definitely cut my hair for that reason. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to, but it was a learning lesson because I learned that it's just hair. It's growing back, right?
Yes.
And so, and now I get to experiment with it and see what I do like. I will never, ever color my hair again. I learned that when I chopped it and I decided to color it to try to fix the look. I will never, ever dye my hair again. But here we are now, and I got a wig on today. So
yeah.
So would you try the chop again, just not color it? Like would you change something up that you did the first time and try it again?
Yeah, I wouldn't do a relaxer. I wouldn't do color. I would use the products that I know and I love now, and I would cut it and I would just let it do what it does.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
Yes. Stay away from the relaxers. They call that chemical warfare. Like
It's
it really
horrible.
is. I read an article about how they were saying that when they do autopsies on Black women in the past, they would have lime on their brain, on their skull, because of the relaxers. So it's literally chemicals that are penetrating the hair, the scalp, literally going to your brain, causing unknown types of effects. They say some women get tumors, don't realize that it has to do with the chemicals that they're putting in their hair. Because the lye and even though they say no lye, but the formaldehyde, all of those different things, they're very toxic, and you're putting it so close to a major organ, your brain, and they speculate, but they have noticed that when they do these different autopsies, these Black women who relax their hair at whatever portion amount of time of their lives, they had this lime color, coating that area. So definitely be careful. Sometimes I don't think we look at the fact that our skin, our hair, it's still like a major organ or close to major organs. Our skin, especially what we put on our skin, it's penetrating through everything. So yeah, I would definitely.
And I know better than that, right? Like, come on now, I'm in the hair care industry, and I knew better before putting a relaxer in my hair, but I was just, I don't know. I'll never do it again.
I totally get
exactly.
it.
Just trying stuff.
Yeah, no, trust me, I've been down that road so many times. We all do. We experiment it, we play around with it, and then we see what works and take it from there. And it's nice because it's a story to share. And then someone else who might be contemplating, they might be thinking about cutting their hair. And because of your experience, they might say, okay, let me not color it. Let me do this or do that. And then, let it take its course. So no, I love it. Yes. But yeah, I was also wanting to just hit on the impact that our hair has on our children or our community, So like my daughter, the biggest compliments that I get from her are on my hair. Like I love that she loves my hair. Before I had my actual locks, I had some faux locks because I was like, let me test it out. And my daughter told me, she was 3 at the time. She said she wanted to lock her hair. And I was so blown away. And I showed her different textures because I have, see, now that's what I got to do. I have so many packs of hair upstairs in my closet. Like literally, I have like drawers full of hair.
Same.
That I'm like, well, I'm going to do it now, you know? And I showed her all these different textures. And I was like, which texture do you like? And she went to the kinkiest texture and was like, oh, I like this one. And it just felt like mom goals. She has this Barbie that has locks that she's had since she was 6 months old. It's her favorite Barbie. She done wore that Barbie out. The darn locks is half falling off the head. But she has Barbie dolls of all different colors, textures, everything. And that is the one that is her go-to that she loves. And I feel like that's her embracing who she is. You know, I love it. I love it so much.
And that she sees beauty in something that is not what's typical for us, right? Because we get these typical looks of what we think beauty is, and it's straight hair and it's long hair, it's whatever that is, that typical look. So
yeah,
the fact that your baby girl gravitates to something that's not typical just shows like, and that's what we try to do at Hype Hair.
Yeah.
Even when we do our covers, you know, even if somebody is, you know, like we did Rashida recently, and Rashida's known for wigs, but we were like, no, we want to see Rashida's natural hair. And so we shot Rashida in a very simplistic way, but she looks gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
We try to make sure that we tap on every type of beauty. So every girl, every woman can look at it and say, okay, well, maybe my hair is not like that, but I can aspire to that, or see themselves in somebody on our cover or somebody in our magazine. So we try to hit it all.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I can't wait to see that. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I'm gonna send it to you. She's honestly, that's one of my favorite covers because it's so minimal.
Yeah.
And it's literally her natural curly hair, and we did really, really light makeup, and it's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. But it's her in her natural state. Her hair is in its natural state. It's amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I saw Riley had a really good question, and she asked, do you guys believe that hair holds energy?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I want no messy girls in my hair.
Yes. Listen,
No messy
and
women doing my hair.
even the energy of who touches your hair. You'll notice that certain people who touch your hair responds to that person's energy and it grows. I don't know if anybody has ever had that experience, but I've definitely had. I only allow certain people to cut my hair because my hair only responds to certain people. I can't just let anybody put scissors in my hair because it'll start breaking off. And it's funny, it took me a lot to figure that out. And then once I figured it out, I was like, wow, I have this hairstylist named Daryl. Every time he cut my hair grew crazy. So whatever hit my hair enjoyed his energy because it grew every time he puts his hand in it. So yeah, you pay some people. I think what I want people to understand is that your hair is a living thing. You should listen to it the same way you listen to the rest of your body. Listen to your hair. I'm telling you, something that close to your brain got to be smart.
You know, they say energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transferred, right? And so I really think that that's true in our hair and just in life.
Yeah.
That you got to be very careful who you let touch your hair. And even while they're styling it, like, what are you telling me? Like, I don't want to hear about junk and garbage and messy things while you're doing my hair. Like, I want to have an uplifting conversation.
Yeah.
All of that affects how you look, how your hair looks, all of it, and how you show up in the world. So I think it's very, very important that you don't find just the right stylist for how they do hair, but how do they show up when they interact with you? Because you spend a lot of time with your hairstylist.
Oh yeah. And I've heard horror stories of some hating behind hairstylists that be talking about they go out to trim your hair and cut all of it off.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yeah. You gotta watch your crown. You gotta protect your crown. It's serious business out here. But yeah, your hair literally, it's usually the first thing a person notices when you walk into the room. You know, how you wear your hair to me represents it represents who you are, you know. And to me, I love the fact that where we are in today's society when it comes to hair, I feel like our ancestors have caught up finally to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're embracing everything that they could not embrace when they got off those slave ships, when they were forced to cut their hair. You know, we're finally at that point where we're really embracing it and loving it, and really giving the energy that it's supposed to have. So I'm really excited. I get so excited. Doing my daughter's hair is like everything to me. You know, I take my time. We have our conversations. She tells me exactly how she wants it done. It takes a long time because I braid slow, but it looks good when it's done. And she takes her little breaks, but it's our bonding time. It's something that I know when she grows up, she'll be able to look back and always say, yeah, my mommy always did my hair, and this is what we talked about. This is what we did together. And it's just a beautiful thing. I love being able to share that with her. Which she's running around here right now looking like something crazy because got in the pool and got her hair wet. So now I gotta wash it again and then braid it immediately before her next swimming lesson.
I know how that goes. It's I saw my daughter today and I'm like, I did not send you to school like that. It's like it was so cute this morning. Like, how did you come back like this? So,
oh my goodness. It's like they just be putting food in it. It's like, are you feeding your hair at lunch too? Like, what are you doing?
So crazy. So crazy.
Yes. Now, one last question. We got like a little less than 5 minutes, but Greta just inspired this because this is something I wanted to touch on and I totally forgot. Thank you for saying this. She said, I remember when growing up as a little girl, my mom always told us, don't let people play in our hair. Yes. What the heck is it with people that just want to walk up and touch your hair? That is violating to me. It's so violating. Like, I would never just walk up to somebody and touch their butt or touch their arm or grab their hand. So why would I touch something so close to your face, to your My daughter had to check somebody when she was 3, and she actually went viral. Posted the video clip. She was at school and they were doing a ballet routine, and the little girl, she had beads in her hair, and the little girl, Milani's into her routine, doing her routine, you know, on her tippy toes. The little girl just stops and goes like this and touches her hair. Milani was like, don't do that. And all you saw was her lips saying, don't do that, and that finger going. Yeah. Really went viral. It was the funniest thing ever, but I was so proud of her because it's something I always say. And her at 3 years old remembered in that moment to check, don't do that.
Don't touch my hair. Exactly.
Oh, goodness.
No, that's off limits. I just feel like it's such an, like a violation of your space.
Yeah.
And, it's that thing, like, I'll talk to you about it. You can ask, and then I can give you permission, but don't just go do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. I like what Vaughn said. It's like you're some kind of pet. Exactly. It's disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful.
Yes. Like, you typically do that to a child, like, hey, you put so don't touch my hair like I'm some child,
like a pet or like an animal, right? Like you touch a dog without like giving them a clue or permission. We're people. Right. Back up.
Pet the dog, not the hair. Flirty bad person.
Lose a finger that way. I heard that.
Yes. Lose a finger that way. Yeah. Where's Milani's viral video? If you go onto her Instagram page, scroll down a little bit. This was probably in 2018. But it was posted everywhere. I know the Shade Room was the first to pick it up, and then they started reposting it from there, and it was just hilarious. It was.
We're gonna find that for Hype Hair. We're gonna do a video. We're gonna
I'll send it. I'll email it to you. I have it on my phone still. It was the funniest thing. Oh my gosh, she checked that little girl like. She said, don't do that. Like, it was just so funny. And she's so little and sassy. It was just hilarious. So no, this was great. I hope people learn a little bit something about hair in general, the history. I hope that you will all embrace who you are and really just treat your hair like, like part of you. It really does make a difference. Talk to it. Tell it to grow if it ain't growing. Listen. We won't grow together. Stroke it, massage it, do whatever. I love when my husband massages my head. Oh my God. Which is great for the scalp. Yes. So yes.
I love it.
Yes. Jay, any parting words for us?
You guys, it was fascinating listening. From a guy's perspective, I just never knew how much women really do go through when it comes to their hair. And it's even inspired me to take better care of my hair. I mean, I take care of it for the most part, but I know there's so much more that I can do. So you guys really enlightened me about the struggles a lot of Black women go through when it comes to their hair. Like I never knew. Growing up with a house full of women, I would have never known all of this.
Right.
It's a lot. It really
it's a
is.
whole thing. I said all the time, it's a whole thing.
And my husband knows not to bother me when I'm playing in my hair. That's what he calls it. She's upstairs playing in her hair. Yeah, I'm creating a masterpiece over here. And I will take all day if necessary.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm so sorry. I had like one serious question, and I feel like it's because I'm not educated. But is it true that Black people cannot contract lice? I've heard that all my years growing up, but
That's
is that
not
true?
true.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you this. I've never. So my middle daughter, she's my husband is Egyptian, and she has a different texture of hair, and a lot of her friends have very silky hair, and so she's a hugger. So she was hugging one of her friends at school, and she got lice, and so I took her to like a lice removal place, and the lady was like, "Well, we need to check you and your oldest daughter too." I said, "Girl, you don't need to check me. I can't get lice." She said, "Honey, come sit down." She found a lice in the top of my head. It hadn't grown out, but I had literally, she said, had you not come in that day, you would have had to do the whole thing. So that's not true. My daughter got it from a friend at school, and had I not gone in to treat it that day, I would have had a full head of lice in probably a day or two.
See, now you done taught me something, because listen, first of all, growing up, the early parts of my school years, I was in a predominantly white school, and we never got checked for lice, because we was like, what are you I always believed and thought that when you have coarse texture hair that you couldn't get lice.
Yeah. Wow. I think what explained to me is that they don't spread as quickly, right? Because our hair is not as oily, but you can still get it. And
wow. Oh my gosh.
I've never told anybody that, because I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh heck no, she didn't find lice in my head.
That's nobody. So wow. I think this goes into the same book as Black people can't get sunburned. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. It's just less likely for us to get it. So that makes sense.
Well, wow. Thank you for being so truthful. Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, you're being very transparent today, because I've never told anybody. When they when I came back home, my sisters were like, "Were you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I was fine. I didn't have anything."
Okay. Wow. Lisa said, during slavery, our people would oil their scalps to prevent getting lice. It's hard for lice to live on oily hair. Okay. Well, that's good to know. But wow, yes, Vaughn, I'm with you. Learn something new.
Yeah.
Yes, Black folks can get lice. Y'all are funny. Listen, Lia, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been an amazing conversation. We wish you nothing but the best on your future endeavors. We're going to be supporting Hype Hair in the Girl Cave, LA. And every other business that you have coming out. I posted all of Lia's links in the description, so y'all can find her link tree, which gives you every website that you need that's connected to her there as well. Follow her on Instagram. We look forward to possibly even having you back. You let us know when.
We should do something with my beauty editor, AB, because AB is a curly enthusiast.
Oh,
that would be really awesome.
That would be great. Thank you so much. This has been a great conversation. You know, I was ready for it. I love some hair now. I can talk about hair forever.
It elevated my mood, because we weren't having like a great day today, but this was a good conversation.
Good. I'm glad. I'm so glad. No, I really appreciate you for coming on today. Thank you so much. And I look forward to continuing this relationship. I'm going to send you Milani's link. And we'll be talking. Y'all, everybody that's out there, me and Lia are going to be going live in the next few weeks on Instagram. We'll post some some promo to let you know when, but we're going to continue this hair conversation. So y'all definitely look out for that, and make sure y'all follow all of the Instagram information that's posted below. All right, y'all have a blessed one, and we will see you next week. Take care.